Welcome to this mini-sode of Terror Firma TV. On today's episode, I will be doing a little funny documentary on Nessie, which is called Nessie, Fart or Shite. But before we get to that, I have some Terror Firma TV future episode news, some Terror Firma media news in general, so roll credits.
Abandon all hope, all that enter Terra Firma.
So before we get to the mini doc, here's some insider information on future upcoming episodes of Terror Firma TV. Next week we have a roundtable special on just why Stephen King film adaptations are so shit. Joining me on this controversial topic are Sandwich from the Ranting and Raving podcast. You may also know him from his many film reviews over on Terra Firma website. Guy's awesome. Always enjoy having him on the show. He'll be joined by Dave the Clone, the CEO of the Hollow 9 Network. Also, always love having Dave on the show. He's been on quite a few now, both Terra Firma and Behaviour. So awesome to have him aboard. And last week's guest, T.W. Brown, the author, really cool guy. Loved chatting with him. Loved the fact that he reached out to be on this roundtable. We all just shoot the shit. We go off topic, as you can imagine. With every roundtable special we've ever done, we go off topic. But it's a lot of fun. You guys are going to really, really enjoy it. So that drops on the 8th of September. I also have a horror fans roundtable coming up at the end of September, and you can be a part of that one. So if you're interested, contact me at drew.carson@terrafirma.net. That is drew.carson@terrafirma.net. And I'll give you all the information you need, and you can be appearing on camera on a future episode of Terra Firma TV and on the podcast, where you won't be on camera on it, obviously, because it's audio. In Terra Firma Media News, later in this year, we will be starting a new comedy roast show. So kind of like any of these celebrity roasts you've seen on Comedy Central. Basically, we have someone getting roasted by 6 individuals. They all get 5 minutes each to roast this person. At the end of that, the person that's been roasted has one 10-minute stretch to get their own back. It should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of laughs. Possibly some tears. And should be a lot of fun. So I'll keep you posted on when, where, and how you'll be able to watch that show. Probably is just going to be on this channel. So that's fairly simple. If you're listening to the podcast, it'll be on the YouTube channel. YouTube channel is listed in the description of the episode. So just click on it, subscribe, and you won't miss any of our content. Now it's time for the real show to begin. Nessie, fart or shite? Zombies. Vampires. Werewolves. And the worst of all, politicians. The world is filled with stories of terrifying monsters, and Scotland is no different. Now, when you think of Scotland, you may think of haggis, kilts, bagpipes, alcoholics, because you're fucking racist. But we have our own fair share of myths and legends too, from Sonny Bean and his inbred family of cannibals who inspired The Hills Have Eyes, to the Kelpies, the tall grey man, our national football team's record at qualifying for World Cups, our diet, our humour.
To the gym, the real gym, the big proper gym guys, the real fucking big tanks. This new breed of man that you get, the big mammals, the big protein bastards, the big beard covered in tattoos. They're going, mate, did I create you in a PlayStation game?
And I walked in the first day and there was a guy in the doorway, a sort of down and out homeless guy. He had a cup and he said, any change? And I had loads. I said, I've got loads here. Thanks, buddy, no problem. I went in, had a coffee, and got the Homeless magazine, which has 2 great crosswords in it. So I went back to my hotel to do the crosswords. My life is a ball of fire. Second day, exactly the same. Thanks, buddy. Coffee, magazine, back home. Third day, thanks, buddy. No problem. Coffee, magazine, back home. On the 4th day, I didn't wait for him to ask. I just put money in his cup. And he says, you don't have to give me money every time you see me. I said, I'm quite aware of that. You little cunt. I thought he had it coming.
Shall I tell you what I'm like, Johnny? I think I can explain myself to you. When I was a wee boy, my granddad used to take me up into the loft. He'd take down a chest that he had up there. He'd open up the chest. Do you know what was in it? A mermaid. And he'd have me stripped naked as a wee boy and make love to that mermaid on the floor while he watched for his sexual gratification. Now, years later, when the old bastard was dead, I went back up into the loft. I took down the chest and opened up. Do you know what I found in there? A dead monkey with its legs sewn together. You remind me of that monkey, Johnny.
And, of course, the muller of them all, the big loch bitch of the north, Nessie. The Loch Ness Monster is something people have claimed to witness for tourism. I mean, centuries. The earliest recorded sighting being by Saint Columba in 565. Take that with a pinch of salt. The most famous sighting, which is where the famous photo comes from, which is known as the surgeon's photograph, which was from 1934. That was taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson, who was a gynaecologist from London. It was published in the Daily Mail newspaper on the 21st of April 1934. He didn't want his name associated with it. For obvious reasons. The funny thing behind that photo is it was a well-known forgery. Now, was he the one who did it? No, he just took a photo of it. Someone else had faked it, but whatever, here we go. Here's where I get in trouble. Someone, I can't remember the person's name, and this is a documentary, so that's not very good for a start. But someone had nailed a wooden neck and head onto a children's submarine toy and sailed out into the loch. I'm guessing for shits and giggles. And this poor gynaecologist guy, Robert Kenneth Wilson, comes along. He's taking pictures of the loch, sees this freaky thing out in the middle of it, takes some terrible pictures, the blurriest pictures you can imagine. It's almost as bad as the Bigfoot pictures. But he takes this picture, it then gets published in a newspaper where he doesn't want anything to do with it because even when he saw it, he still doesn't believe it. Hilariously, skeptics originally said it was an elephant because you see so many elephants in fucking up near in Loch Ness. Where that idea comes from, I have no idea. Other ideas were it was an otter. Doesn't look like an otter to me. A bird. There's actually a bird that's from that area. You'll see a lot of them. That's a possibility, but as I said, we know now that this, slapdick nailed a fake neck and head onto a submarine and put it in the loch. So, case closed, right? Apparently not. would be harsh to say that most of these sightings are made by toothless drunkards, because, as we all know, quite a lot of the locals up there are also toothless meth heads. So it's unfair to generalise that way. Some seem to hold credibility with the devoted believers due to their educational background. And no, that wasn't me making a joke about how believers have a lack of an educational background. But yay! Unplanned humour. I mean, there have been sightings by professors, police officers, doctors, and old grannies. And who amongst us is fucking brave enough to tell an old Scottish granny that she's lying?
Look, son, I've got a sair shooter, and if you keep putting that in my face, I'll break it. Get it out.
Fuck off, you old cunt.
That's why I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy in my hand.
Undertaking this and trying to do an unbiased look into this myth and asking myself the question, is Nessie real? Or just, in the case of that photo, a wooden fake neck and head nailed to a children's submarine toy? I found myself always coming back to the one thing. In the research, which I actually did research for this, not the most amount of research that I would ever do for a certain topic, but I did some research. I've always thought Nessie's a load of shite, so I wasn't going to devote a hell of a lot of time to it. This is more a comedy, let's have a laugh type documentary. It's not really taken seriously, but I did some research. They've used sonar, they've tracked every square inch of the loch. They've found nothing. And this thing's supposed to be 35 foot long. It's, it's supposed to be a big bitch, but they've found nothing. Not found bones, not found anything. Plus, do you really think something that was supposed to be around, what was it, 565, is still around now? How fucking old do you think this thing is? Or if it's generations. That's a lot of inbreeding, even for people up that end of the country.
It was going to D. Right, don't put too much weight on it, right?
Where the fuck am I meant to put my weight? Wait, I can't put my weight in the roof, it's dead fun. I can't hold on to it. What am I meant to do with it? Oh, here I've been holding for 5 minutes. You fucking wank stain. Don't shift your weight. What the fuck are you talking about? I can't put my weight on the fucking roof. I can't put my weight in the glove. Where's it meant to go? No.
Just saying. I think it's bullshit. And I'm one of those people that I don't mince my words. On Terror Firma coming up in the not too distant future, I will be doing a series of documentaries that will be a lot more in depth than this one. I'll be having co-hosts on those shows. We'll be taking a certain topic, and then we will talk to experts on that topic, and we will not sugarcoat our thinkings on those topics when we talk to the experts. It's going to be a lot of fun. You should really check these out. They're called Terror Tales. I've got a little trailer, so I'll just play it right now. The world has experienced a lot of strange and terrifying shit over recent years, and has led to the rise in paranormal reports, conspiracy theories, and the popularity of conspiracy theorists. You just have to scroll through YouTube to find supposed ghosts, aliens, or Bigfoot caught on tape. You also find more conspiracy theorists than you can shake a moon-sized projector beam at. So let's separate the fact from the fiction as we take a look into the McFly Code, Last Thursdayism, Flat Earth, Hunter S. Thompson was assassinated, the Large Hadron Collider can summon the God of Death, Stephen King killed John Lennon, how the government killed ufologist Max Spears, and finally, how JFK was killed by a time-travelling or immortal vampire known as Jay-Z. No, that last one was a joke. Or is it? Coming soon to the TFM YouTube channel, Terror Files. Is it all just bullshit? So I've got that coming up in the near future. I'll be looking to bring on some past guests of this show and of the Haver, and we'll be having a lot of fun putting that together. Some interesting topics. Taking it very seriously, although I will take the piss out people when it's warranted. So basically, my take on this whole Nessie thing is it's very good for tourism for that area. So it sells some stuffed toys. You get some people coming in from Japan, from Canada, from the States, all over. Take pictures of the loch. They go to the museum. The museum is shit. But for purposes of promoting Scotland, I'll say, yay, it's an awesome museum. Not overpriced and full of tat at all. Not at all. So that's my theory on that. It's not the most in-depth episode. I've been laid up the second half of this week, not well. So this episode kind of got rushed together in the last day, so I apologise for that. I was actually going to ditch this and do a review of Army of Darkness, the third Evil Dead movie, or the second Evil Dead movie, if you count Evil Dead 2 as a remake of Evil Dead 1, which it is, and you should. But I didn't get time to watch it, so I hope you got something out of this. We'll be back next week. We have that massive roundtable special. I think we went almost 2 hours. I don't know what that'll be like in the editing process, but probably looking at 90-minute episode there. So a little mini episode this week. We have that big-ass episode next week. We will be following that with some really cool content. I have ideas for some pretty out-there stuff. I'm still trying to get that paranormal roundtable together. Apparently, some people think I might take the piss out of them because they host paranormal shows, so they're a little bit scared to come on a show with me when it's got a live mic. I'm a nice guy. I wouldn't do that to you. Ghosts is something I'm not a huge believer in, but basically because I'm one of those people, I have to see something or experience something to believe it, which is stupid because, you know, I don't see how planes stay in the air, but I know they stay in the air. You know, shit like that. I'm not a fucking scientist. I have like 3.5 years of high school education. You know, I'm not a fucking smart guy. So ghosts might be a thing. I would love someone to come on with evidence to show me that we could explore together and see what the outcome is. I'm open to that. I'm open to taking things seriously on a paranormal special, so I'm hoping to get some decent people on. I'm looking to get that done in the next 6 weeks. That's my deadline for it. Let's see other stuff I've got coming up. I'll just have a wee look at my notes. We'll be doing a indie filmmakers roundtable special where we'll talk about everything from pre-production through production to post. So everything from coming up with the idea for your film, writing your script, getting cast and crew together, getting funding together, filming, all the fuck-ups that can happen while doing that, and your distribution funnel. What's the best way to distribute an independent horror film? That's something I'm looking to put together in the next 4 weeks. I have a list of contacts that I'm looking to bring in for that one, so it should be a very interesting episode, especially if you are an independent filmmaker or plan on making a movie at some point, or just got a fascination with how films are made. It's going to be a good episode for you. That's coming up. There's going to be some comedy stuff put up on the YouTube channel soon. I'm also in the process of writing a little audio drama thing for the podcast. I've got some friends that are going to be doing the voices and stuff with me, so it's not just me doing I'm this person and then hello, you know, me trying to do fucking voices when every voice just sounds like me isn't really the way to go. So bring people in for that. It's quite a intricate wee story, so I'm hoping to put that together. I'm also looking to shoot a idea I've got, which is a webcam short film with some people. So if you're interested in helping me out with that, let me know. I can't really leak any of the details, or someone will beat me to it with doing it, but it should be a lot of fun. And I'm babbling now, so I will see you next week when we get back to the regular scheduling for the show. This was just a little mini episode. It was this or put nothing up this week, basically, and I wanted to give you some type of content. As I said, we've got Drop the Mic coming later in the year. We've also got the returning Drew Carson show coming later in the year. There's some guest names I'll be able to announce in the next month. What else before we wrap it? I'm working away on Zomblog. Very, very early stages of development on that. So I'll be keeping you posted on that. We'll probably get TW back on and we'll talk about the development of that series into a film or television show or whatever way we go about it. I'm also balls deep in my horror anthology series I'm writing. It should be 30-minute TV episodes or web episodes. I'm looking for a lot of cool filmmakers and stuff to come on board with me on that. We'll probably be crowdfunding it, so I'll be hitting you up for cash. So you might want to hide next year sometime. So other than that, it's been fun talking shit about Nessie and people that believe in it. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but I probably have. So I will see you guys all next week. And till then, sounds going to say stay scary, but that's not fucking cool. Bye.
Abandon all hope, all that enter Terra Firma.